All right, we're going to learn another story of Rav Chaim Kanievsky. This is unbelievable. Just really, really kind of like eye-opening. And I hope that you guys see the power of certain tzaddikim and gedolim. We're going to learn another story about Rav Chaim Kanievsky over here and his greatness in Torah. Each year on Erev Pesach, Rav Chaim makes what's called a big general siyum on his learning of the entire Torah. The entire Torah. Again, to review what that sounds like. So that's the Talmud Bavli, the Talmud Yerushalmi, the Gemaras, the Torah, and the Shulchan Aruch, the Tosefta, the Midrashim, the Zohar, the Mishnah Berurah. This incredible amount of Torah. Now listen to this. Throughout the year itself, Rav Chaim is constantly making mini siyumim, one after another, whenever he reaches the end of masechta in Shas. Imagine, usually for Daf Yomi, if you learn a page a day for over 7 years, you finish Shas. But if you're going to do it in 1 year, you have to do 7 or 8 pages. There's a very special rabbi, Rabbi Yoni Levin, who lives in the Five Towns. He's the assistant rabbi at H Kodesh, and he's a friend of mine. And it was amazing when I heard that he would finish Shas every single year. And he does about 7 or 8 pages of Gemara every single day. It's a beautiful, beautiful, incredibly impressive minhag. But this, Rav Chaim would finish Kol HaTorah Kula, absolutely everything. Now, for all of these siyumim, the entire celebration lasts just a few minutes. Rav Chaim asks his grandson to bring him a cup of wine. He drinks the wine in honor of the Torah that he's learned, and a moment later, he's already involved in learning some more. This is in the small ones. This occurrence repeats itself numerous times over the course of the year. The completion of masechta is celebrated with a cup of wine, and then the learning continues with the next masechta. But the following incident, which occurred during the 9 days, was out of the ordinary. Rav Chaim's daily schedule includes a 10-minute afternoon nap. 10 minutes. It should be noted that Rav Chaim begins his day at 2 in the morning, and this short afternoon nap is the first rest he takes from that time. On this day, Rav Chaim went to bed for his nap as usual. But after 10 minutes, when he got up, he called out to his grandson, "Please bring me a cup of wine." The grandson did not understand. He knew where his grandfather was up to in his learning, and at this time, it was not near the end of a masechta. A cup of wine, Zaidi? Why? For the siyum, Rav Chaim replied. What siyum? A siyum on Masechtas Brachos. The grandson was now totally confused. When did the Zaidi manage to learn and finish Masechtas Brachos? Right now while I slept. Rav Chaim said simply. Let's say that again. Right now while I slept. The grandson remained rooted to his place in shock. He suddenly understood. Rav Chaim's holy mind was able to learn Torah even while he was asleep. Even while he was asleep. So much so that he could make a siyum on it. Just then Rav Chaim spoke up again. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to drink wine during the 9 days for a siyum on learning that was done during my sleep. Please bring me a chash of a drink instead. I'll drink it for Kavod Torah, and then I'll continue on with learning. One other story that I'll tell about Rav Chaim as well, about his greatness in learning, and I think that everyone who speaks to Rav Chaim understands that there's an incredible level of Torah learning that he did that we can all learn from, to push ourselves a little bit harder and to swallow the Torah whole, so to speak, and to want to make it like live in our bones. So again, one of the oft-repeated lines of Rav Chaim is, I have chovos, I have payments to pay up. People, he would say all the time. What kind of payments does Rav Chaim mean? Not the monetary kind. He called his learning the requirements he had to cover every day as his chovos. As we said in the last story, he on Erev Pesach every year, he makes the siyum on the entire Torah. So there's a certain amount he has to learn every day, and he would refer to those as his chovos. As we said, he has finished learning Talmud Bavli, Talmud Yerushalmi, the Torah, the Shulchan Aruch, Tosefta, Midrashim, the Zohar, the Mishnah Berurah, and more. These are Rav Chaim's learning debts, the chovos that he would have to pay up, he said. He divides all of his learning into daily quotas for the year, and every day he sits and learns that day's quota so that within the year he will have learned everything. They say as well that he would say Tehillim, he would say one every day. But then when it came to Elul, I believe that he finished it many, many times over again, and by the Aser Simei Tshuva, and that was another thing that he would do. Even on the bitter day I don't remember the exact amount of Tehillim, but he would say an incredible amount during that time of year, davening for what I imagine is for himself, his family, for Klal Yisrael. Even on the bitter day years ago when Rav Chaim's uncle, the great Chazon Ish, had passed away, Rav Chaim felt an obligation to keep himself to his daily quota. He was a young man at the time, but upon returning home from the Levaya, where he was mourning, he immediately sat down to learn, though his eyes were still filled with tears. The following story happened during one winter night. The hour was late, and rain was gushing down from the skies outside. The lights were off in the Kanievsky home. It seemed that the whole family was fast asleep. Just then, Rav Chaim's son-in-law happened to pass by the house. He looked up and saw a strange sight. A figure was standing outside beneath the light shining over the front door of the house, holding a sefer. "What's going on?" wondered the son-in-law. He hurried up to the door and was shocked to discover his father-in-law, the Gaon Rav Chaim, leaning against the front door, learning with enthusiasm from the small Gemara in his hands. "Why doesn't the Rav go in the house and learn?" Rav Chaim's son-in-law asked him with concern. "It's raining hard out here. Everyone is sleeping now." Rav Chaim replied in a whisper, I don't want to awaken anyone by turning on the light. But what can I do? I didn't finish paying my chovos for today, so I came outside to learn under the light above the front door. Don't worry, as soon as I finish my chovos for the day, I'll go back inside. What an incredible sensitivity, not wanting to wake anyone, but still feeling that obligation to learn. There's so many different mitzvahs that we're going to learn about, but Rav Chaim in particular was such an amazing, amazing teacher on the message of complete and total dedication to our Torah learning. Have an amazing, Torah-filled, loving Jewish people, and a tefillah-filled day.